Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, for another presentation of the Mystic Racing League Truck Series, the 9222 Designs Truck Series, this time from the oldest continually operated racing facility on this earth. And that one, of course, would be the Milwaukee Mile there in Wisconsin. West Allis, in particular, opened up in 1903, in fact. We'll make update to the graphic here. A long time ago, it was a dirt track, and it has been hosting racing ever since. I'm your host and producer, Morgan Cook, here this evening, and you are watching VSPEED. Check us out at VSPEEDSim or VSPEEDSim.com on the World Wide Web. Don't miss a moment of the racing action here on VSPEED. You found us here on YouTube, some way, shape, or form. You might as well hit that like and subscribe button. Stick around a little while longer. You don't want to miss any of this racing that we're about to see, or any of the other racing that you could be seeing here on the channel that you're probably missing out on. What are you waiting for? Like and subscribe today. But let's get back to this racetrack, the Milwaukee Mile. It's pretty flat, 9 degrees in the corners. You might say it's like this racetrack, it's like that racetrack, and you'd be wrong, because there is nothing like this racetrack. Every racetrack is like this one. This was the first one, as I mentioned earlier. 9 degrees in the corners, 2 degrees on the front stretch, very flat, very worn out. You're going to see a grip strip here, right around the curb on the bottom of 1 and 2, and of 3 and 4. The grip strip is really no faster in terms of having more grip in those tires than anywhere else on the racetrack. It just looks nice, I guess. Between that, a difficult pit road, and a bunch of hungry trucks on this racetrack, this is going to be a whale of a race. And in about 15 seconds, we're going to get down trackside, see your drivers, figure out where they're going to start here tonight for this race at the Milwaukee Mile. Love this racetrack. Just a fun place to race. This really is going to test how well you are adept at racecraft, how well you can set somebody up, how patient you are passing someone. Bump and run is going to be a factor here tonight, potentially. But if you start up front, it can make it a whole lot easier. Let's get down to it. Here is your grid. Starting on the pole here tonight, Christian Barnes in the 27, Gavin Hinson to his outside, starting in the second position. Third spot will be Derek Jewett in the 45. Jacob Cochran will start in fourth, Adam Holson in fifth. Brandon Willard, Mr. Mystic, is going to start in the sixth position. Row 4 belongs to Jared Knopfsnyder and Reggie Kime. In the fifth row, your top 10, Andrew Schob and Andy Berry round out those positions, 9 and 10. 11th will be John Ullman in the 34. Caleb Hunt starts in the 12th position. 13th here this evening for Harold Tucker III in the 79. Brad Nelson starts in 14th in the 33. Zach White will roll off 15th here tonight in that 77 machine. Douglas Wasaki did not take a time. He'll start 16th. 17th will be Alan Zukov in the 91. Stephen Gill in the 18th spot in the 01. And that is your grid here this evening. Now let's go have a look at these race trucks. But before we do that, a quick look high above this 1 mile speedway. There are our competitors here this evening. And here's what they're up against. 150 laps here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Pit road speed 45 miles an hour. It is a very difficult pit road to get to, and we will see exactly why that is when we get around here to start the race. You're going to see it flash by your screen. You're going to say, wait a minute, that's not an access road? No, that is the pit lane here this evening. 5 tire sets, and they might just use all of them. This racetrack is very abrasive and very hard on tires. You have unlimited green-white checkers here tonight, as is customary in this series. There is one fast repair as well, and that may help out with some of these drivers. There's going to be a stage at lap number 40 and a second stage at lap number 90. You can go between 63 and 67 on fuel, so fuel should not be a factor here tonight. We'll see. I don't think anyone's going to try and flip the stage here to get track position. That will probably not work with how the tires are here this evening. Stage points at a premium, track position at a premium. It's going to be very difficult to pass here tonight. Let's see who can do it better than the rest. That is your race analysis here. Now we're just rolling turns 3 and 4. Still lights on the pace track, so we're not going green this time by. But we're going to see this pit entry right away here. Now let's ride on board. This is your 4th place driver. You look down to your left side, you see the pit barrels. And that 3 truck length gap in the wall, yeah, that's pit entry. Very easy to hit the barrels. Probably easier here than any other racetrack on the circuit to hit those barrels. Even Dover, looking at you, Miles, a monster. This place will get you if you're not paying attention. Christian Barnes starting at the back here tonight. Was your pole winner. He will line up in a 17th position here tonight, just in front of Harold Tucker III, who must have also had some sort of penalty. Meaning, Derek Jewett's going to lead him to green. Gavin Hinson will be to his outside. Pace lights off on the pace truck. We are about to get after it. There's the field rolling through these flat turns 3 and 4. Barney has the flag in his hand. Pace truck's going to yank the wheel to the left. And we're racing in Milwaukee. Saw everybody there. Very easy to fan out at this racetrack. So we got one on the inside wall. That's Knopfsnyder. Right behind that AT&T tent. There he is. He found the inside wall. We stay green here. Everyone very quickly learning. You got to single file it out. This Kime had a moment in that 9 machine off a turn 2. He's going to lose a bunch of spots here. He's going to go from middle of the pack all the way to the tail end of it. Just talking to drivers before this race, I heard a lot of, you got to save tires. Tires are going to be a problem here. And I think we're already seeing that. Some drivers aggressively saving tires, like the 77 here. He's lost some spots already. Lose one more here. But the entire field really kind of single filing out very quickly. This is the closest battle on the racetrack right here. And for the 12th position here, Zukov, Tucker, Barnes. Barnes trying to fight back through the field. Remember, he started in the back. So going to pass for second here. Cochran around Jewett. Hints in the, oh, into the outside wall goes the 45. Oh my goodness. Was running second, trying to hang on to second, and into the outside wall he goes. Right front in shambles for Derek Jewett. He's losing a lot of time here. Not going to be able to get down to pit road this time. I cannot imagine the right front is having too good of a time right here. Oh man, that is a tough break already. The good news for him, fast repair is available. Everyone still has one, of course. Let's hope that will still try. Looks like we're able to drive it not too bad for the 45 as he's still working around it. Oh, we got a aggressive move by Caleb Hunt there. Give a little bit of a door slap into the corner. Barnes goes around. A lot of speed in that 27. Started in the back. He's up to 10th already, and we are only 6 laps into this thing. Hinson still leads. They are all piled up here behind Derek Jewett. He's having trouble getting it to rotate out of the corners. Into the wall again. Around goes Zukov. Tucker trying to follow suit. Misaki right behind him. Cannot imagine it's a fun feeling right now. I imagine the toe is knocked out pretty significantly. Let's check it out inside the racetrack. Doesn't look too bad, although you're gonna have a hard time getting it to the pit lane. I think he's decided enough is enough. No matter what, how much time you have to give up, you gotta come and get it fixed. As well, all that was happening, Jacob Cochran has caught up to Gavin Hinson. The gap is only a couple tenths here. And it's 1.5-ish seconds back to Adam Holston in the 3rd position. Battle for the lead. Such a difficult racetrack to pass that, but are we going to see one right here into turn number 3? Hinson, will he be aggressive, getting back to the throttle to try and keep Cochran to the inside? He will not be. Cochran's going to be able to get there. He will clear. New leader, it's the 84 machine. A little downshift, I think I heard there. Let's ride on board, see what he's doing. Late downshift. This racetrack is really interesting in that way that you saw just how long he had to wait on throttle. Waiting. waiting, and then downshift, and then wait a little bit longer, and then you can throttle up. There's not very many racetracks that you have to wait so long to get back to gas. This is one of those very few. As Stephen Gillis had a major issue, he has now gone 2 laps down. Heavy nose damage to the front of the 01 machine. Let's see if we can maybe go back and figure out what happened here. See if we can find it. Still there. Here he is on the racetrack. Got loose on his own. I think he maybe hit the barrels. Nope, just hit the inside wall right before the entry. Oh, he blew the motor. Oh, goodness gracious. Tough break here for the 01. Couple drivers still going at it. Zukov and Hunt. Slicing and dicing. 13 laps in. And why I enjoy this racetrack so much is, and we're going to see a pretty good shot of it here. We'll see it from above even a little bit better. There are so many ways that you can attack these corners. You can run like the 91 is, and you can run down near that yellow curb and wrap it and be fast. You can do exactly what the 78 did, and you can try and diamond the exit. You can take a bit of a wider entry and really chop it down in the middle to get a straighter drive off, to make the straightaway a little bit faster. You could slide up in the entry and be really high in the middle, and then try and diamond both ends so that you're shallow entry, wide apex, and then shallow exit. You can run entirely above the black stuff. You can run fully in the black stuff. You can do all sorts of stuff here. And they can all be fast if you're disciplined enough to stick to what you're trying to do. You have to search around. Nobody is going to have the answers here all day. At some point in time, I'm sure every one of these drivers will have the fast lap. 69 got in the wall there pretty good. Shob is struggling with this machine right now. But at some point in this race, I'm sure every driver is going to have at least one of the fastest laps, just because of how much you have to search around. You can see right there, great example. 25 tried a crossover move there, couldn't quite get to the back bumper. We saw how much faster he was in the middle of the corner than the 27 of Barnes, who's already up to 7th position, past 10 trucks already. Is having an excellent run here so far in this race. Shob still falling back after, I believe, he contacted the wall. Might pair Tucker for a top 10 right now. Couple drivers we haven't talked about so far. How about Andy Berry in the 25? Barnes just got around him. He's currently sitting in the 8th position, just biding his time right now. Still 23 laps until the end of the stage. So no reason to do anything crazy just yet. Tires have not even woken up at this point. Back to a little further back here. We saw the same thing happen with Shob. Happened to Jewett in the 45. Hit the outside wall. Lost all the front turn in that machine and is falling backwards rapidly. Shob was running up in the top 7. He's now back to 13th, and that was only 3 laps ago. You can kind of see how much wheel he's putting in it, too. Let's see if we can ride on board here. Yeah, that is not healthy. See, like, the orange strip is gone. That hand should not be anywhere near on the top of the wheel, and it still just pushes. Here and playing with the throttle, that is not a fun truck to drive right now. That's a handful, a nightmare, whatever you want to call it. That thing is ill. Hopefully he's able to get it fixed up with a fast repair. I'm not sure if he can last until the caution, however. He is about 3 seconds off the pace of our leader. And we've got 20 laps to go, so I don't see him being able to stay on the lead lap if he stays on the racetrack here. So gonna have to really figure something out. Caution probably has to come out to help him, or else he's gonna go for sure a lap down somewhere. Zukov, Hunt, Wasaki, still battling. Saki was behind all three of these drivers for the opening 20 lap series. Now, oh, big loose moment there for Zhukov. Able to hold on to it. Hunt with the extremely high line here, trying to really chop this exit. Look at the good run he gets. You can really hear how bogged down this truck gets on the exit. It's a tricky thing. When the truck's bogged down that far and it's loose on exit, you don't really want to downshift because you're going to buzz the rear tires. You've got to be really careful. But you also want to downshift because you don't want it to go wah, wah, wah off the corner. Few drivers have figured out how to do it properly here. Jacob Cochran obviously out to a 1.7 second lead and very quick right now. I think Hinson's also shifting. Maybe not. Not shifting, nope. So maybe the only driver in the field shifting right now is Jacob Cochran, your leader. And as long as you keep the rear tires under it, it will absolutely pay you dividends to do that. You can't quite tell. The RPM of these trucks coming off the corner is hovering right around 4,000, which is really, really low. Like typically these trucks hover around that 5,000 to 7,000 number in the corners, and then you're going to get up closer to 8,000, 9,000 on the straightaways. So 4,000 is well below peak RPM. So that's why you downshift to try and get the extra revs to the rear tires, get better acceleration off the corner, but it comes at the cost, as I mentioned, of spinning those rear tires, which a lot of drivers have found already today. Very easy to do here. What's Christian Barnes got for us? Another driver not downshifting. He's going to work around Brad Nelson, make it look pretty easy here as well. Going to shoot to the inside. Nelson can't get back to his corner to cross him over and give the spot to Christian Barnes. 26 laps to pass 12 trucks. That's impressive. That's impressive stuff. Next one in front of him is Mr. Mystic himself, Brandon Willard. And Zhukov's on the pit lane. What if this is a scheduled stop? Let's go back and see. I believe it is a scheduled stop for the 91. I don't see any damage on that truck. I think it is scheduled, yes. Almost missed the pit entry as well. I think he also sped on pit road, in fact. Very easy pit road to speed on. As Cochran leads. He's led 19 of the 28 so far. Kevin Hinson has led the rest. With 8. Olsen currently runs in the 3rd spot. Brandon Willard in 4th. Christian Barnes to the 5th position. In fact, we have a battle here for the 4th position. Willard on the outside, Barnes on the inside. Can he clear off the corner? No, he can't. Not able to get there. Aggressive drive into the corner for the 12. Going to slide up in the center, and that's going to give the spot back to the 27. So easy to overdrive it just a little bit. It's Alan Zhukov with a black flag for something. Not sure what it is. He's still on pit road. It's been about 2 minutes. He's now 4 laps down, currently 18th position for the 91 of Alan Zukov. Andrew Schob is still trying to hang on. He is now the second driver 1 lap down, meaning he won't even get the lucky dog. That driver would be Jared Knopfschneider in front of him. Remember, he spun on lap 2, possibly even lap 1. I don't recall which, but he spun right off of turn 4. He's driving away from Schob. As you can just see how much of a pain that truck is to turn. Look how much wheel he's got in it. It will not grip up. As Holston tries to get around the damaged 69 machine. As well, another one for position here, Derek Jewett, who was up in the top 3. Remember, he hit the outside wall pretty aggressively. He's back to 15th. He's a lap down. And he is also chasing down Jared Knopfschneider. It's about a second faster, so this could be a real battle to watch. The last handful of laps in this stage. That black truck up ahead, that is the free pass position. Jared Knopfschneider in 14th. Jewett is shifting, you heard it there. A lot earlier downshift than your leader Cochran is. I don't know if it'll be much of a battle. You see the 82 very quickly falling into the clutches of the 45. Should be about a lap away here from the free pass position changing hands. Nothing's changed out front. It's a 3.3 second lead for Cochran and a 10.5 seconds between first and third. But we see third place right here. Going around the 82. Oh, Barnes may get a little bit of a tap to Jewett. Let's go back here. A few drivers having a battle here. 3 wide with the lap machine. Ullman on the outside. We got Barry on the bottom here. Harold Tucker is right behind him as well. This is the best battle on the racetrack. Oh, big send there for the 79. Could not make it stick as Jewett gets around Knopfschneider for 14th and the free pass. Oh no, the free pass is now Zach White 10 seconds up the road. It's going to be too little too late for the 45, but they're still going at it. Look at this. I don't know if they realize that this isn't for the free pass or not. So we got battles all over this racetrack with 5 laps to go in the stage. Still side by side, still can't sort it out. I think the 45 is going to get it here. He should be able to clear into turn number 1 with a deep enough drive into the corner. No, the 82 says, I am not letting you have this one quite yet. Look at the run. The 82 gets down the straightaway. Oh, then the shift took it away from him. Great battle for 14th. Best on the racetrack for sure. A little closer to the front. Andy Barry being hounded by Harold Tucker. Third. John Ullman slips back a little bit to the 9th spot. Still fairly safe for stage points here, as Wasaki is 1.7 back of the 34. A good one going on up here as well. Nelson and Mr. Mystic, Brandon Willard, are door to door. Oh, crossover. How do you do? I think Willard got loose on the exit, as I believe stage at the end of this lap. And you can give it in dominating fashion to Jacob Cochran. We got to just finish this one here. And then that will be your stage. The gap is still increasing, first to second. That should just about do it here. Stage number 1. Let's see, where is your 10th place machine? There he is. Douglas Wasaki. Having a solid run here tonight. And there's the caution. Your stage is complete. And your stage winner, Jacob Cochran. Congratulations. Driver 84, rapid pace he set. Of the 18 trucks to show up, only 11 remain on the lead lap. Now we're going to get them all rounded back up, and that may take a lap or two. Then we'll hit the pit lane. Until then, we're going to take a quick commercial break here. You've been watching the Mystic Racing League, the 92-22 Designs Truck Series here at Milwaukee. Be back right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live at the Milwaukee Mile. Pit stops have just concluded. Not too much has changed up front. Jacob Cochran continues to lead, can take the inside here on the choose. That black seam in the middle of the racetrack, that is your choose line here. So let's see what Barney sees. A lot of drivers choosing to take the inside here. It makes a lot of sense. On the new tires, the inside is a lot safer place to be. Not nearly as likely to get used up, but have a look at this 27 machine. How about starting last on the field and working his way all the way up to second position here? Only spot he hasn't been in is the lead. Big loser of that pit sequence was Adam Holston from third back to fourth. Everyone else pretty much holding serve where they were running at the end of the stage. This stage, from this point out, 45 laps. So he thought the first one was bad in terms of how the truck drove. Well, this is only going to get worse. So buckle up, drivers. You better figure it out in a hurry. So we're about to go green here for stage number 2. Green flag in hand. Green flag is out. Let's wave around trucks, try and catch up. They can't do it. Got about 1.5 seconds here between the two groups of trucks. That is not going to help anyone in that back half. Fan out 3 wide. Willard trying to get up off the corner, not quite able to do so with enough speed to keep Harold Tucker III from getting around him. Oh, big loose for Andy Berry. I think he's able to save it though. Wow, that truck was sideways. As we still try and single file out here, we are able to do that for your top 10. Caleb Hunt right on the back bumper of the 25. Top 10 single filed out. Few drivers took the wave around, namely Derek Jewett, who is on 38-lap old tires. That is not going to help the 45. Remember, he hit the wall early, put himself way behind the 8 ball. Getting passed here for position by Douglas Wasaki, who was the last driver to cross in the top 10 in that stage. Back up to the front, Cochran continues to lead. Quick through your field while they're all in single file. Jacob Cochran is your leader. You've seen him lead the majority of this race. 39 of these 48 laps run so far. Christian Barnes is in the second position. Started first, led no laps because he started in the back of this field. Gavin Hinson is in third. He led a few laps earlier in the day. Adam Holston has been up in the top 4 all day, either third or fourth for the 8 machine. Brad Nelson, big mover, up 9 positions, the biggest mover of the day. In fact, he is in 5th. Harold Tucker is in the 6th position, gained 7 spots as well. Brendan Willard down 1 from where he started. Was running up in the top 5 at the end of that stage. John Ullman is 8th in the number 34 machine, up 3 from where he started. Andy Berry has gained a spot in the 25 machine, up to 9th. And Caleb Hunt is +2 in the 10th position, rounding out your top 10. Douglas Wasaki has hung around the top 10 all day after starting in the 16th position. Derek Jewett, we've talked about him at length here today. Had some pretty heavy contact with that truck in the outside wall after turn number 2. He finds himself in 12th on the wrong side of the tire strategy. Probably going to go laps down here unless he's able to catch a break in this race. Reggie Kime is in 13th. He's dropped 5 spots. Andrew Schob annihilated the outside wall somewhere on this racetrack and finds himself 1 lap down. The first driver 1 lap down in 14th after starting in 9th. Zach White is in the 15th spot, exactly where he started. Jared Knopfschneider, well behind the pack here. He is down 9 spots after starting in 7th. Very loose is the 82. Last driver still running is Stephen Gill, who is currently mowing the grass down in turns 3 and 4. He's able to make it to pit road here. He will make it to pit road here. And Alan Zukov, I believe, has left the session. Yes, he has left the session for the 91 machine, who is in 18th, down 1 spot from where he started. And that is a quick through your field here in the 92-22 Designs Truck Series by Mystic Racing League. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to VSPEED. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification icon so you don't miss a moment of the racing action here on the channel. See all sorts of drivers, all sorts of leagues, cars, track combinations. We saw dirt earlier in this series. We've seen Pocono. Now we're at the Milwaukee Mile. Lots of racing here on VSPEED. And also, make sure to tune in. We got a special event happening here on Friday here on the channel, the Indy 250, hosted by myself and Bradley Cooper. Don't want to miss that one. A lot of the drivers you see in this race today will be in that one on Friday. So make sure that you get the notification bell clicked so you don't miss that one when it comes up here in just a few days. Got a good battle here. 79 is loose off the corner. Willard should have tried to avoid him. Willard almost wrecked himself trying to avoid that incident. Able to get out of it safely. Oh man, that was just about a story right there. And all it's going to cost Mr. Mystic are 2 positions on the racetrack. Everyone still single files out. This is Brandon Willard. We're going to chase back down Andy Berry and John Ullman, who just got around him. This is the point in the race, about a third of the way through it, where you're just saying, let's just log some laps, boys. Let's just keep this thing pointed in the right direction. Don't put any damage on it. Don't burn the tires off of it. We got a long race to go here. A lot of laps left. A lot of laps left. Shouldn't have to make a fuel stop in this stage. You might consider. Oh, someone just spun there. I think that was that Gavin Hinson? It was Gavin Hinson. I was going to say you might consider a tire stop halfway through this race, or halfway through the stage, I should say. That's going to put Gavin Hinson all the way back to 11th, the third to last driver on the lead lap. Only Derek Jewett and Reggie Kime are behind him on the lead lap. That is an unfortunate situation there. Gavin Hinson, let's see if we can figure out what caused this. Already spun there. It's like he just got loose on his own. Did a really nice job of not making it any worse by hitting the inside wall, but that's going to lose all the track position. All that while Ullman and Barry duking it out here. This one for the 6th spot. Ullman tries to roll the high side, Barry down to the bottom. Little wall contact there for Ullman, nothing to be concerned about. You can see Ullman is really about as high up on this racetrack as you can run in the center of the corner. Might cross Barry over, no he won't. Have a look at the weather here. 105 on the track temp, that sounds about right for Milwaukee. It's never cold here, I don't know why. The racetrack is always 100 plus. Maybe something to do with the just the way the asphalt is so old. Maybe it just retains heat better, I'm not really sure. Well, while we have a break, let's do a little race recap for you. 1 caution, 1 lead change. It's been that kind of day. I believe it was Gavin Hinson led the opening 8. Jacob Cochran's led everything after that. And the 1 caution was the stage. We had a couple drivers find issues here. We just saw the 39 go for a little spinny poo. We saw earlier the 69 hit the outside wall. The 45 of Jewett pounded the fence off of 2. And we saw, I believe it was Stephen Gill blow the motor off of turn 4. Knopfschneider spun off of turn 2. There's one I'm missing. I don't recall, and that's okay. A lot of drivers would rather forget this race existed, I would imagine. But we're still in the middle of it. 62 into 150. As Willard gets the spot back from Ullman, and he gave up earlier on the run with the big slide, trying to avoid, I believe it was Harold Tucker III. As I'm keeping my eye on Derek Jewett here, who is on 54 lap-old tires. Nobody's run this long on fuel all day. I am curious to see how far he can go, factoring in the caution laps as well. Should give me a pretty good idea of what the mileage looks like, as he is absolutely downshifting, which will hurt the mileage even a little bit more. Not that that really matters in this particular race, because I don't believe fuel will become a factor at all. Possibly a connection issue here for the 9 machine as he goes a lap down. That is a battle for 3rd. Nelson all over the back bumper of Holston. Now all at the inside of Holston. Gonna try and rip the inside line here. Looks like he's gonna get it done as they race by Barney. Get the drag race to the 33 into the corner. He will almost clear. Yes, he will clear Holston. But now back to the inside for the 8. A little bit loose when he touched the curb. He's still going to get to the inside. And down the back. Haven't decided who wants the 3rd position quite yet. Nelson chasing down from a ways back. Still door to door. Can't quite decide it. We saw the same thing happen last time, but the trucks are in the different positions. Off the corner, still drag racing into the wall for the 33. Can't quite sort it out. What's it look like from inside the truck? Look at how much he's driving it. You can't even see the 33. Where is Brad Nelson? Big downshift to get to rotate. Nelson still right on the door. Into the outside wall, just a little bit of a touch to the right rear. Shouldn't hurt the truck at all. Still side by side for third. Should give you a good idea of just what racing at the racetrack is like. So hard to pass. You can get to somebody, you can get to their inside, but it is so difficult. As you see, the 8 really overdrives the entry. 33 can't quite capitalize. Oh, he's still going to get to the inside. Can't quite get there with the upshift. Lost just enough momentum. Will he dive to the inside? Yes, he will. Still going to be side by side here through 3 and 4. Nelson on the bottom, Holston on the top. Nelson going to power right by him here. How about that for a power move? Got that thing right hooked up there in turn number 3. Does Holston drive back to him down below the apron now? Or on the apron below the curb, I should say. I believe this battle is over for the moment. Brad Nelson now 2 truck lengths away from Adam Holston. While that was going on, but a really good battle going on here with Ullman, Hunt, Misaki, and Hinson. Shobe, of course, still a lap down, maybe trying to get that lap back the fast way or the hard way, depending how you want to stay in, because he's got to go all the way around and catch Cochran and then pass the man, which is going to be difficult to do since no one has been able to touch the 84 all day today. The gap 1 at 1.7 from Cochran back to Barnes, and then 9.5 back to the battle we were just watching, Nelson and Holston. Another 3 back to Andy Berry. It has been a lights out day so far for your top 2. So we are still not even to halfway yet. Halfway not for another 4 laps. Ullman works the outside. Misaki gets around him here. Reggie Kime on pit road. I think this is a scheduled stop, but I'm not really sure why you would pit here. It's going to lose him a number of positions. Mr. Mystic trying to chase down Harold Tucker. Remember last time these 2 drivers were near each other, Tucker went left, Willard went right. They both lost a lot of spots, a lot of time. Oh, big loose for the 12 there, as he's driving the wheels off this truck. Seems to be able to get around Tucker the 3rd, since he is clearly faster. And go get Andy Berry. Big drive to the inside here. Should slide job of. Oh, he got into his door. He moved him out of the way. I'm sure the 79 is not going to like that too much, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Like what Kyle Larson does, you can't waste time trying to pass him. Sometimes you just got to get it done. Move, Mr. Mystic, Brandon Willard up to the 6th spot, trying to chase down Andy Berry. The last driver was able to get around him when he had his incident earlier. So the slide. Derek Jewett has hit the pit lane as well. There he is, 45. He is now 2 laps down in 13th. Took a wave around after an earlier incident so that he could get his lap back. The caution never fell. So now he is even further behind the 8 ball. But he shouldn't have to pit again in the stage. Should be able to take another wave around and potentially drive back up to the lead. Let's see, he's in turn 1 right now. Cochran is rolling turn 2, so he could catch Cochran here and be able to get one of his laps back, which would really be great news. Yeah, there he is right there. Just a 45. That's best case scenario for Derek Jewett. The only bad news is that nobody else is going to have to pit in the last stage, and he will if this stays green. So that is the bad news, but we're not going to talk about bad news right now. We're going to talk about good news. The good news is we are seeing some phenomenal racing here at the Milwaukee Mile. Never had a doubt. Great racetrack. Oh, Willard with a big slide. Great save. Let's check it out from inside the cockpit. So he almost gets to the back of Tucker. Tucker gets around him again. Let's check this out on the replay. Look at this steering wheel. Yeah, that's a lot of wheel on it. Great save for Brandon Willard. Back here to the live shot. Hinson able to recover. Remember, he was running up in the top 3. Spun on that last restart. He is now 8th. About to pass Harold Tucker III for 7th. One of the few drivers able to keep in the same ballpark as Jacob Cochran and Christian Barnes. No one else has really even been close here today. Hinson clears at 79. Willard trying to do the same thing. Couple different drag races there. Oh, they are still scrapping it out. Oh, man. Let's keep an eye on these two. I don't think this is going to end well for either of these drivers. Up here from inside the VSPEED blimp. Oh, Willard missed the bottom. Tucker couldn't quite capitalize. As Willard is really taking a aggressively shallow exit, which I find interesting. Normally here you want to wing it out fairly wide to the wall so you don't have to hurt that right front tire very much, but he's really keeping a nice shallow exit here, especially off of 4, but it is evident off of 2 as well. As we are within about 10 laps of the stage here. Nelson and Holston have found themselves again. This time Holston's up in front of Nelson. See a couple different lines as well there. Holston with a wider entry and a shallower exit. Nelson exactly the opposite. Really shallow entry for the 33, able to get right to the quarter of the 8. Takes away the diamonding opportunity. Now they drag race down the back, little touch potentially. It's a close one. Down into 3. The deep drive isn't going to work right there. Squirts the throttle in the center. Yes, he will. Brad Nelson will take that spot away for the moment, as Hinson and Wasaki are far scrapping. How about this 11? Douglas Wasaki was running 10th at the end of the stage and didn't look like much of a factor for anything much better than that here this evening. We look at him now, he can see that battle up for 3rd. It is not that far ahead of him. As right now he's looking up at Andy Berry up in 5th. But Douglas Wasaki's in 7th position, having a great run. Gonna get some excellent stage points here today. You see those trucks way in the distance. That's Nelson and Holston, the blue and pink trucks respectively, but now Wasaki having a whale of a race here. Love to see it. Ullman just got passed by Hunt. These two drivers looking to try and find out how to be a little faster here today. They are really struggling with the pace, both of them. For reference, your leader last time ran a 31.7. The only other drivers in the ballpark, Christian Barnes, 31.9. Douglas Wasaki, actually Gavin Hinson ran a 31.7. So yeah, those are the only drivers really in the ballpark. Wasaki had run a 31.9 the lap before. Tires are wearing. We got 5 laps left in the stage. All these battles fairly spread apart right now. This is the closest one. Hinson and Barry. Show still a lap down here. Going to slide in the middle of this battle. Hinson going to try and cross him over. A few drivers stacked up behind Brandon Willard, but they're still not as close as this battle is at the moment. And all of this happening a cool 2/3 of a lap behind your leader. That's got to be a bit of an unnerving feeling, knowing that your leader is just so far ahead. And any slip up could put you a lap down and basically end your race with only 3 laps in the stage. Now we'll check on this battle behind Willard, who the tires have really fallen off. He is currently the slowest driver on the racetrack, running 32.5s, everyone else in the 32.3s or faster. Can Tucker get around him? Might use the bumper here, might move him just a touch. Can't quite get there off the corner. Oh, into the outside wall is Tucker the third. This is the battle for 8th. Caleb Hunt in the 78 would be the 10th place driver in the stage. The 45 still a lap down. He was able to get one of those laps back by passing the leader. He is on the freshest tires. He is the fastest driver outright on the racetrack, not the fastest driver on the lead lap. It looks like able to hang on will the 12 as the leader is right behind these guys. And it looks like for the second stage in a row, the top 11 will be on the lead lap. 12th through 18th will be a lap or more down. What else happened in that first stage? Jacob Cochran led a lot of laps. I think he led every one of the laps in this stage. And for the second time today, Jacob Cochran is your stage winner, this time in stage number 2. There are your stage winners. As I believe caution will fly here. Yep, there it is. Stage complete. Issue for Brandon Willard, potentially. Nope, never mind, no issue. Slowing down for the caution. Regardless, congratulations, Jacob Cochran, for sweeping the stages. How many laps has he led today? About 83 of 92. Golly. It's a lot of laps. That is a lot of laps. We'll settle in, everybody. We're going to watch some pit stops here. We're going to turn them loose for the final 50-odd laps here at Milwaukee. Let's watch these pit crews do their work, see if they get their driver out first, gain them some spots. Let's find out here what happens off the pit road. So far, so good for Cochran. Barnes not quite able to keep pace. Nelson off pit road. Olston. Oh, Barry's going to get all three of those guys. Yes, he did get Hinson. Wow, that was close. Wasaki 7th. Harold Tucker the 3rd. Caleb Hunt. That is your race off of pit road for your top 9. John Ullman ended up coming out 10th. Brendan Willard 11th. Shobe in 12th. That is your top 12, all the drivers on the lead lap. We've got Derek Jewett 1 lap down. He did not take the wave around this time. He's a lap down. Now Shobe is a lap down as well. Kime in 14th is a lap behind the pace. Zach White is 2 down. Knob Schneider is 3 down. Gill and Zukov have left the session. Now Shobe right now on pit road. So he was on the lead lap, but he's now going to lose it here as he had to pit. Unfortunate break for the 69. Millard's back up to 10th. They're all chasing this guy. Jacob Cochran, your stage 1 and stage 2 winners. We should be going back racing here this lap, or the end of this lap, I should say. Should give us about 54, 55 laps left. Already holding that yellow flag out proudly. Only needed it twice today for the stage ends. Been a great showing for this league here tonight. So far in this race. Not easy to go 95 laps green, not including stages, of course. At this particular facility, a lot of times you see guys spin off a 2, get loose into the entry, walk up, hit somebody, something like that. Haven't seen that tonight. Now that I said that, hopefully it doesn't turn into a bloodbath, but that is for these drivers to know, and for me to find out, and everyone at home as well to find out what this is going to look like. For the final run of the day, shouldn't need to pit for fuel. Maybe you're going to want tires. The pace truck is in. The green flag's a waving, and we are racing again in Milwaukee. Final stage. 92-22 Designs Truck Series here for the Mystic Racing League. The battle is on. Off of turn number 2. Oh, spin! That's Hunt is around. He's into the inside wall hard. No caution yet. No caution, period, it looks like. He will get it back racing. Nelson with an aggressive move through the center. Here comes Hinson. Cochran is able to pull ahead of Barnes. Barnes can't quite get there. Oh, Hinson right on the quarter of Nelson. Three drivers who are sick of seeing each other. How about these three? They have not been able to separate themselves. Even a self-spin by the 39 couldn't get him away from the 33 and the 8. Caught right back up to him. And these three already 1.2 seconds back of your leaders. As Barnes is keeping him honest for now, but it's been a long run where Jacob Cochran shines. Off the gearbox. Should be able to just watch the ticker. Top left or bottom right. Be able to see the gap as they roll through the corners here. See much faster back to throttle. I believe Harold Tucker has an issue here. Yes, around goes the 79. First caution of the day for cause, and that's heavy damage. Meatball flag for Harold Tucker the third. What happened here? Already spun around there. Andy Barry's right behind him. Andy Barry just got into him there. Heard that thud. That was a hard hit. Let's ride on board from Andy Barry from the roof cam. Heard it from all the way from over here. That was a big hit. That was a monster hit from 79. One more time here from the blimp view. This should give us a really nice shot of what happened here. So you're going to see it. 25 trying to take a middle entry. 79 wants to go closer to the bottom. They don't quite choreograph it properly, and around goes Mr. Harold Tucker III. He'll have to make a pit stop here. I think he already did actually make his pit stop. Nobody else decided to hit the pit lane. That could pay massive dividends for Harold Tucker III if no one else pits here, because the tires have been so important in this race, and Tucker using the fast repair, he's going to have a brand new truck. Unless we're able to hit pit road right here. Let's see what these drivers choose to do. Remember, 5 sets of tires available. We've only had 2 cautions so far. Will we pit for tires here? No, we will not. Very interesting. I would for sure be taking tires. Basically every caution for the rest of the race. If we have any more cautions, I would be taking tires for sure. That way, you know you're always going to be on the offense. And on this kind of racetrack, I love being on offense. I do not want to have to play defensive here, block lines, try and take air away. Not the place for that. This is a place to go get after it. Really roll the center aggressively. Capitalize on the exits, whatever the case may be. This is the racetrack for that, not for protecting things. We're going to get back racing here with under 50 laps to go. Nothing's changed up front. Jacob Cochran continues to lead, and in about a handful of laps, he will have led his 100th of the day, assuming Christian Barnes doesn't get up there and lead his first. Remember, Barnes was the pole sitter here. Not sure if it was a penalty that sent him to the back or some sort of last to first challenge, but regardless, I'm betting the 27 wished he was up at the front the whole day. But he's there now, and that's what matters. 45 of Eric Jewett spent a lot of time on pit road. He's back to 14th, still 1 lap down. Hunt, after that spin, did not elect to take his fast repair. He is in the 10th position with very limited damage. I don't think he has any nose damage on that truck. He spun on the backstretch. Jewett getting a lap back, it looks like. Interesting. As we choose here, I believe, or just adding a pace lap, not exactly sure, but probably choosing. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button on the video, subscribe to VSPEED here on YouTube. Check us out at VSPEED Sim on X or www.vspeedsim.com on the World Wide Web. There you can sign up for special events, shop our merch, and learn a little bit more about what makes VSPEED VSPEED. Make sure you wait till the end of the race, though, of course. You don't want to miss any of this. Look at this. Great racing here. We're about to go green with 46 laps remaining. But really do subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to us. We've got about 1,800 plus people who like watching us on a nightly basis. Appreciate it. Every one of the drivers, the fans that make this go around, we wouldn't do this otherwise. So thank you. fan at home watching, and hope you enjoy the show. And speaking of show, will anyone but Jacob Cochran be the show? Here in the final 50 laps. Big dive to the outside for the 27. Can't get the run off the corner. He can get there in the center. And Cochran too strong on the exit. The rest of the field still can't quite figure out how to catch this 84. Great battle with Hinson, Holston, and Nelson. Could be a band, probably. I don't know if it'd be a good one or not. That's hard to tell. As we all single file out throughout the field. Almost every truck single file except for the 77. Fighting here with Harold Tucker in third. We got Derek Jew involved as well. Reggie Kime is currently not for position. White the only driver, 2 down. Reggie Kime trying to catch up. This man, Andrew Schob, to become the first driver 1 lap down. Still 12 on the lead lap. Because this guy, Jacob Cochran, set such a torrid pace today. Led 99 laps. This time around, unless something crazy happens down in turn 3, will be lap led number 100 of the day. Very impressive showing. And off the corner, this will be lap 100, led by the 84. But this time, Barnes keeping him honest. The closest anyone's been to Cochran all day. Good one back here with Saki and Barry. Remember, it was off of Barry's nose that the only caution for cause of the day happened just a few laps ago. Saki able to clear easily. Hunt trying to take away the 8th position from Barry. Going to be even. Oh, he's easily going to clear. Issue for Barry in the center. Slowed him down quite a bit. A little closer to the front. Nelson still trying to chase down Hinson. Holston as Hinson has gotten away. Gavin Hinson up to third for the first time since his self-spin earlier. Drivers starting to separate themselves once again. We've seen this all day. The gap for the lead grows to half a second. Andy Berry, John Ullman. The gap between 9th and 10th. 8th and 9th is a little more precarious. As Caleb Hunt is under fire from the 25. We just passed a couple laps ago. Falls back a few spots as Jewett and Tucker are able to roll around him on the bottom of 3 and 4. Hunt now gets around Barry. 25, reel him back in, 35 to go. Misaki tracking down Willard, Nelson, and Holson. We've seen this a bunch today. These two going at it pretty much the entire race, side by side, duking it out. Haven't quite sorted it out yet. Who's going to finish in front of the other? Oh, just about cleared to the 33. The 8 thought better about getting behind him. Gap to the lead, your gap from first to second is now 8/10 and growing. This one, battle for 6th. Saki still running in 7th. Willard in 6th. You saw Willard backfall very quickly on that second stint for stage 2. Saki's got to be thinking, all I got to do is run right here and I'll be able to grab the 6th position if nothing changes. So he'll get to the inside here. Not quite enough momentum to get there. Right on board. Oh, missed the inside to the 12. Going to allow Saki to clear. With the 11 up to P6. Highest he's been today. Hunt has caught up to Barry. Job once again trying to run away from Kime, trying to get that lap back the hard way. Clearly a lot of speed in the 69 machine, just got that damage in stage 1 and impacted his times so significantly that he wasn't able to stay on the lead lap and fighting back ever since. We need a couple cautions in just the right order to be able to get that lap back. But he definitely has the speed to be up here. Caleb Hunt finds himself in 10th again. Now trying to protect him from the other blue and black truck. That would be Harold Tucker III, who's going to take it away pretty easily, it looks like. Yes, he will as he slides into the corner. Easy clear for the 79. Oh, into the outside wall on the straightaway is Caleb Hunt. A little lack of focus there potentially. Harold Tucker trying to chase down Derek Jewett. Both of these drivers have run laps up in the top 5 today. As we cross under 30 laps to go. Remember as well, Harold Tucker III has the newest tires in the field. After that spin with Andy Barry, who was right in front of him. So will that pay dividends? Perchance. And once again, back half of the top 10 is getting a little bit plugged up here by the 12. A few drivers caught up to him. Can't quite get around him, though. I just heard somebody hit the inside wall, I believe. Maybe not. Barry to the inside of Willard. Off the corner. Drag race. A lot of respect given to the 12 here. 25 is going to clear pretty easily. 45 down to the inside of Willard. You can feel like a freight train of Martinsville here in just a second. As Willard's in the outside wall just a little bit. 45 gets around him. Now 79, can he get by? It's going to put Willard from 7th very quickly back to the 10th position. If Tucker the third is able to do what he wants to do here and get around the 12. I got to thank the operators of the VSPEED blimp for giving me these excellent camera views to use here all day. Someone just got off track. I think that's the 82 of Knopfschneider. I think he went for a spin. Let's check it out here. Oh, she's on pit road. My apologies. I saw dirt flying off the rear tires. Thought maybe he had slid off the racetrack. Caleb Hunt has disappeared for just a second here. What happened to the 78 machine as he falls through the field? Oh, just a big connection issue. He's back now. As Tucker the third has gotten around Willard. Barnes went for a spin. Second place. Spins on his own. Shows you this place is not easy, even for the drivers. Look at that slide. Oh my goodness. Slow speed ones are the hardest to save for sure. That's going to put Christian Barnes back to 6th. And with 25 laps to go, he's going to have to work incredibly hard as he just lost himself about 5 seconds on the racetrack. Back to Gavin, up to Gavin Hinson in 2nd now. Brad Nelson runs 3rd. We got Adam Holston in 4th and Douglas Wasaki slowly but surely chugging away here in the 5th position, having a great day. Up 11, same as Nelson. Trying to go get that top 5. It has been all Jacob Cochran. He's won both stages. He's led most of the laps, all but 8 of the circuits here today. Up 3 spots from where he started. Currently 4.5 ahead of Gavin Hinson. There is nothing that has slowed him down yet today. Little race recap if you're just joining us. 3 cautions, 1 lead change. It was when the 84 of Cochran took it away from Gavin Hinson earlier in this race. 2 of those cautions were for stage breaks at lap 40 and lap number 90. The other one was for a 2-car incident. Andy Berry getting into the side of Harold Tucker III, spinning him around in turn number 1. 2 drivers out of the race. Alan Zukov and Stephen Gill left 103 and 81 laps ago, respectively. Jared Knopfschneider is 5 down in 16. Zach White is 3 down in 15. Reggie Kime and Andrew Schob are both 1 lap down, 14th and 13th, respectively. Those are your drivers not on the lead lap, meaning everyone from Jacob Cochran down to Caleb Hunt in the 78 in 12th are all in the lead lap. And probably really hoping this race is over soon. So I think there's only one driver having fun out here, and it's this guy, Jacob Cochran. I think everyone else really just wants to get this thing over with, as it has been a beatdown to this point. Tires haven't really mattered. Tire strategy's been non-existent. Only driver here at the end of the race, only drivers, I should say, at the end of the race with newer tires. Derek Jewett, 8-lap fresher tires, as well as Harold Tucker III, also 8-lap fresher tires. Everybody else on the same strategy. Let's see if Jewett can go up there and get Christian Barnes, who was running 2nd just a handful of laps ago. Hunt maybe just made a pit stop here. Yes, he did. Make a pit stop. See if that's going to help him at all. I don't believe that would drag down your leader. Maybe drag some drivers around the 78 in the running order down the pit road. He's now 1 lap down behind Andrew Schob. Tucker right on the back bumper. Oh, 2/10 back of Andy Berry. These two, remember, the only caution for cause of the day between these two over in turn 1. We're about to enter in just a minute. You can see Harold Tucker III is driving the wheels off of his truck right now, trying to catch up to Berry. Probably a little bit of worry behind the wheel if you're Andy Berry right now. They're both sideways. Yeah, they both know what's coming. Tucker hits the outside. Berry able to roll the bottom. Off of turn number 4. It's a truck length between them. Closing in on the final 15 of the day. Two different lines. Here through turns 1 and 2. Now down the backstretch. Big drive in for the 79. Can he get to the back bumper of Berry? Not quite. He's so close. Half a truck length away. He closed in on that time. The gap is less than 0.2 of a second. Let's put it up on your screen. There it is. About 15 seconds back of the leader. 0.2 separate Berry and Tucker. And about 5 seconds back to Willard in 10th place. Look at this. Deep drive into the corner, into the grass is Tucker the third. Can't quite get there. You have to regroup here. Replan and re-attack. A little further up the racetrack, the 45 is just about caught Christian Barnes in the 27. Remember, a little bit fresher tires here on the 45. He'll probably end up getting the 27 if it all stays as it is. Might not get to Wysocki. That'll be a little more difficult. But if he can get to Wysocki, he can also get to Holston for 4th. That'll turn what was a bad day for most of this race into a good day, finishing 4th here tonight at Milwaukee. But I one more time want to give a great shout out to all these drivers. We have run 137 laps here at Milwaukee, and we've had 1 caution for cause. That is impressive work. 18 trucks started this race. 2 of them have left due to various issues. A lot of drivers have had incidents today, but have not brought out a caution flag with single car spins, and not terribly damaging ones for the most part. So got to just give a big shout out to all these drivers here in the Mystic Racing League, the 92-22 Designs Truck Series, for what has been a phenomenal show. Cochran's still out front by about 6 seconds. Another 4 back to Brad Nelson. Another 2 back to Adam Holston. And then right behind Holston, you see it on your screen here, is with Douglas Wysocki. This is the battle for 4th. And Wysocki is there. 10 laps left. This is not over by any stretch. No guarantee here. We go green to the end. No guarantee here that Adam Holston's able to hold on to this. And also no guarantee that those tires of Derek Jewett don't come alive from 7th and drive up to 4th. We could see it. It's happened before. But with 10 to go, lap times are going to have to come up quite a bit here for the 45. I just don't see it happening. Douglas Wysocki started in the 16th position. If he can get around Adam Holston, he will be the biggest mover of the race. Somebody spins. That was Hinson. Christian Barnes spun. Christian Barnes has spun. With under 10 laps to go, this changes everything. Tailgate still flying around. What happened to the driver who ran 2nd for much of the day? So you see, he's running the high side. We got the 45 of Jewett on the fresher tires on the bottom. This is that is an interesting entry. We're gonna have to look at this from a few different angles. And then right there, oh, he got clipped by Barry, clipped by Tucker. Oh, tough break for those guys. Not much they could do to avoid this, but I am quite curious as to what happened here. Let's go back from Derek Jewett, and we'll ride on board and just kind of see what he saw. So here we are off the corner, side by side with them. Remember, you can't, there's a 27. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. So what it looks like is obviously they both wanted the bottom there. And the 27 was going to try and squeeze the 45 down there. But as soon as the 45 touched the brake pedal, it shot up the racetrack and got into his door. That's just that's short track racing with a few laps to go. That's an unfortunate incident. If you're the 45, and if you are especially the 27, who got the worst end of that one. Although Harold Tucker is missing his left front, or his right front. I believe Andy Barry got away from it okay. Yes, he did. He'll be all right, but still, that's just got to be frustrating for the 27, who's had an up and down day, obviously. Won the pole, went to the back, drove through the field. There he is right there. Won the pole, went to the back, drove through the field, had a half spin, drove back through the field, and then had this incident right here for what I believe was the 6th position. So that will be frustrating, no doubt. But this sets us up, naturally, of course, for a shootout at the end of this race. We are going to have a couple laps to go here. Probably going to be 4 to go by the time we get back racing. Everyone in the field has new tires except for Andrew Schob. Oh, he just pit. Never mind. He also has new tires. If you want to be specific, I guess Reggie Kime and Caleb Hunter on slightly older tires, but they are a wave around and the last driver on the only driver 1 lap down, respectively. So doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things for this finish what there are on tires, but everyone else in the top 10, top 11 on the same set of, or on the same lap of tires. This is the first time Brad Nelson has had a shot at Jacob Cochran all day. Gavin Hinson, the highest he's been since he was running second. Actually, he led the opening laps of this race, but highest up he's been in a while. Adam Holston continues to ride in 4th. Douglas Wasaki still having a great run here in 5th. Brendan Willard has been the man on pit road. He falls back to 10th, and he works his way back up to 6th on every one of these stages. Pace lights are out. Possibly for one last dance here in Milwaukee. Green flag is in Barney's hand. It's a pace truck. Make that sharp left-hand turn down the pit lane. And we are racing again in Milwaukee. Another restart, another clear for the 84. Oh, around goes Willard. Barnes again. Jewett's involved. Caution is out. That means we will have a green-white checker, the first attempt. I believe this was just a case of 12 getting loose here. Let's go back and see it one more time. This will be from the restart. That 12's running that higher line. And yeah, it just starts to come around on him. In front of the 27, nowhere he could go. Nowhere the 45 could go either. Tough for the driver who ran up in the top 10 all day. Going to fall back to 12th here. Should still have a chance at getting back up into that top 10. On this ensuing green-white checker. A little bit of damage to all 4 corners, it looks like, of that 12 machine. Probably not going to handle all that well under braking into the corners, but I'm sure he'll make do. Three laps remain. We will go to a green-white checker. Currently on lap 148 of 150. We will end under green the best that we can. This is now a great time to pull up the old race analysis. How about unlimited green-white checker attempts? That translates to 15, if you were curious. 15 green-white checker attempts, which is still a lot. I've never seen that many, except for maybe that one NASCAR race in Nashville earlier this year. Nothing else on there is really going to matter too much for us at this stage of the game. As we're choosing now, I believe. Maybe next lap we'll choose. Must be next lap. Let's set it up for you. A little race analysis for you, a little race recap. 5 cautions. 2 for the stage, 3 for cause. 2 of them happened in the last 15 laps. 1 lead change. It was when Cochran took it away from Hinson on lap number 9. That's right, it has been 140 laps since somebody besides the 84 has led today. We're not going to talk to him on the broadcast because that is a great way to psych a driver out. So we're not going to do that. As much as the fans at home may want it. We're not going to do that here right now. Should be choosing this time by green-white checker. For those of you who don't know how it works, Barney the flagman is going to present the green flag when they come back around after this choose here. He will present the green flag. Drivers will then try to make it around to the white flag lap. If the leader's able to take the white flag before a caution comes out, then whatever the next flag is, whether it be the caution flag or the checker flag at the conclusion of the white flag lap, that will be the end of the race. If for whatever reason we are not able to make it around to the white flag from that green flag that we started on that first lap, we will then have to restart the race and put another three laps up on the board and try it again. This is not a natural green-white checker. This is green-white checker attempt number 1 of 15. I sincerely hope we don't use all 15. But that remains to be seen, folks. So buckle up, strap in. We got a wild green-white checker coming at you. Another great launch for the 84. We see it from high above in the VSPEED blimp. He's going to clear by 3 truck lengths into turn number 1. Not sure what happened back to Andy. Oh, big spin. Another one for the 27. Give him a hat trick. Involved in the last 3 accidents. There's Andy Berry. Not sure what happened to the nose of that truck. Oh my goodness. You guys driving a modified, but what has happened to Christian Barnes? Oh my goodness. What happened here? So remember, he's here the last driver in line. Oh, there's a 25. We'll go back and watch that one here in a sec. That's what happened to him. But Hunt just gets loose on his own, corrects it down to the bottom, and takes out the 27, who has just been wrong place, wrong time for 3 cautions in a row. And Andy Berry, let's look back at his incident. He is having a great race. At this point, on the restart from the blimp view, I think he got a little bit of help from John Ullman, perhaps. Not right there. They're able to get it going. He's got Wasaki in front of him. Oh, I don't know if that was an early entry or what happened to the 25, but he slowed down way early. The 9 goes around as well. Oh, 79 gets into the 9. And drivers who've had incidents in the latter part of this race, they are really having it snow upon their houses here right now. back to the live shot. Cochran continues to lead. One driver decided to hit pit road. That's Caleb Hunt pitting for tires here. John Ullman's got 5-lap fresher Goodyear Racing Eagles. Andrew Schob, who's up to 5th. The highest he's been since he suffered damage in stage 1. He has 1-lap fresher tires than the 4 in front of him and the 2 behind him. So, what's it going to be? Pace lights are out. How about attempt number 2 with the green-white checker? Same setup as last time. Cochran, Nelson, Hinson, your top 3. This time, Andrew Schob got up to 4th. Adam Holson is going to be in the 5th spot down here on the bottom this time. Derek Jewett has worked his way up to 6th. Douglas Wasaki down to 7th. John Ullman is 8th. Andy Berry, leading the modified division, is in the 9th spot. And Caleb Hunt is hanging out in the 10th position, right behind the 5-lap down Jared Knopfschneider in the 82 right in front of him. All right. Will this be the final time around? Final green-white checkered, perhaps. Pace truck brings it down. Fast roll into the zone. He timed it well. Another 1 truck length gap for Jacob Cochran. Andy Berry holding him up back there with the modified. We stay green. If we can get through this corner here without a caution, the race will end on the next flag. It looks like we will. Cochran out front. Hinson and Nelson 2 wide behind him. How about 3 wide, a little further back? Oh, Jewett got them both. He spun them both out. We'll check that after the race here. The battles for second. Cochran well out in front. Hinson looks like he's going to grab second. But how about your winner in dominating fashion? Jacob Cochran, 148 laps led. He will win in Milwaukee. What a finish. Great run for Jacob Cochran. He put it on him here today. Led from lap 8 until lap 156 and never looked back. Turn it down for us, Jacob. Maybe not. Just a picture. Keep it locked here for just a second. As there's the 84. There it is. There's those rear tires lighting up. Great run. Now it'll pass Tech for sure. Jacob Cochran with a dominant race today. Congratulations to the driver of the 84. We're going to take a quick commercial break, come back with the replay of the final lap, as well as results from the race here at Milwaukee for the Midstick Racing League, the 92-22 Designs Truck Series here at Milwaukee. We'll be back right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here at the conclusion of this Milwaukee event for the 9222 Designs Truck Series, we're going to watch here for the final restart. We saw this in the back of the frame. We weren't able to get a good shot of it here. The 45, 69, and 11 were 3 wide down the front stretch. We panned back to the leader as they went into the corner. Here is what happened. Douglas Wasaki and Andrew Schob, and there's probably going to be some upset drivers after this race, after this move. Here we're 3 wide into the corner. And very similar to what happened to the 27 earlier. They shoot in there, the 11 gets into the side of the 69, and around they both go. And that is how this race ended for Derek Jewett. That's how he ended up in the 5th spot. We're going to go through your grid here in just a second. Let's go through it, shall we? Here's how this race ended. Jacob Cochran led a ton of laps here. How about 148 of them? To get the win from 4th spot, Gavin Hinson finished in the 2nd spot. Brad Nelson finishes in 3rd in the 33. Adam Holston in 4th. And 5th spot will be Derek Jewett, aforementioned. John Ullman will finish 6th here tonight. Christian Barnes finishes in the 7th position. And in 8th, Reggie Kime. What a phenomenal comeback for that driver. Remember, he was a ways behind everyone else here at one point in this race. A couple of laps down for the 9. Had a lot of issues early in the race. He's able to finish in 8th. 9th spot for Caleb Hunt. 10th for Andy Berry driving the modified. Andrew Schob finishes 11th here tonight. Douglas Wasaki, unfortunate for 12th. Last driver on the lead lap after that last lap spin. Harold Tucker III. Let's advance the results here. Holy cow. Harold Tucker III here finishes 13th. Zach White, 2 laps down in 14th. Brandon Willard, tough break, 3 down, 15th. Jared Knopfschneider just surviving here tonight. 5 laps down in 16th. Stephen Gill, Alan Zukov, left this session early. And that is how it ended up here in Milwaukee. Now we're going to get down track side with your top 3 drivers. Have a little chit chat. See what they thought of this show. So we're going to start off here with Brad Nelson in 3rd. Brad, Morgan up in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, this was a fun one, I think, for you. Maybe depends how you feel about the 8 machine, I suppose. As the 2 of you raced incredibly hard for probably 130 of these 156 laps we ran tonight. What's it like racing with somebody that hard, that aggressively? How much fun is it?
That's a lot of fun. And really, Adams, we've raced multiple races like this where we've been door to door for multiple laps, and he's always drove me clean. So that was a good time. Tough battle, but a lot of fun.
Definitely was a tough battle. I saw you two swap positions back and forth, running for 2nd or 3rd or whatever it was, depending on the situation in the race for a number of laps in a row. It was really great to see here. And you were the biggest mover in this race. So you went up 11 positions from your 14th starting spot up to 3rd. Did you know you had that kind of speed in the truck to be able to run up in the top 5, or did you figure something out as we had that opening stint of the race?
Yeah, I was fast in practice as well. I blowed qualifying, and like I said, I had to start near the back and try not to get lost in the sauce back there. You know, it's easy to do, but just try to pick them off one by one, move forward, and you know, head to the front.
Yeah, you did that for sure. On the last question before we get to who you want to thank or shout out here after this third place finish, but you had a couple shots at Cochrane there at the end on those last restarts. Anything you could have done differently, hindsight 2020, to be able to go get the lead from the 84?
No, I mean I had a couple good restarts right there. The last one I just didn't get quite as good a start as I needed. Um, but me and Cochran's raced multiple races at the end right there, and he just seems to get me every time. So hopefully I can put it together one day and get him.
Yeah, someday, right? That day's coming, I'm sure. But great race for you, Brad. Who do you want to shout
Appreciate
out?
it.
Who do you want to thank here for this
Oh,
third
I want
place
to thank
finish?
the Caswell Glass crew first of all. They watch these races every week, and I've been broadcasting and helping try to push this, and they enjoy watching it, so I enjoy doing it. Caleb Hunt Racing, I got it with those guys a couple weeks ago, and um, got a bunch of good drivers over there. So we're trying to make a little noise in the pool, if you know what I'm saying.
I understand exactly what you're saying. You guys have definitely been doing that. Third place here tonight. Good run for you. Milwaukee Mile was a fun one here tonight, but congratulations, Brad, on the third place finish.
Appreciate it, buddy.
You bet. It's your third place finisher tonight, Brad Nelson. And we're going to take one step up the podium here to Gavin Hinson. Gavin, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Oh my. You had quite a roller coaster of a day, I would say. Qualified second, sorry. Led the field to green, led the opening 8 laps, and had a spin somewhere in there, got back going again, still ended up finishing second after a hard fought battle with Brad Nelson and Adam Holston. How do you sum up your day?
I thought it went pretty well. Besides the spin, uh, I don't even know how I spun really, other than just just I guess driving it too hard. But um, I actually drove right back to fifth in that same stage. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I think we had a top three car or truck. Uh, it was just you know, the 84 was doing something different than I was, and that was kind of the difference maker. Yeah, I wasn't really willing to take that risk. I was fine running second or third, and but yeah, I think it was a really good race. I mean, only you have that spin, but you're able to, you know, get get your spots back, in a good amount of time. That that's huge. So I was very pleased with the run.
Definitely a lot of speed in the 39 here tonight. I mean, as you said, you're able to spin. I think you fell back to, if I'm not mistaken, it was 11th and drove back
Yes.
up to 5th in that same stage. And that was quite impressive, and definitely showed why you were able to come back up and finish second here tonight. But you mentioned there was something that the 84 was doing a little bit different. Was that downshifting in the center by chance?
Yes.
Yeah.
I could hear him. He wasn't fooling anybody. I could hear him downshift whenever he was behind me. I think on lap 8 or 9, and I was kind of hoping he'd burn his tires up doing that. But even if he were to have burned his tires out, he had such a gap it wasn't even going to matter at that point. But like I said, I wasn't willing to try it because I didn't practice doing it, and I guess I could have tried it, but I felt like hey, I'm running second, I'm running third. You know what I mean? Uh, I'm fine with that. You got to kind of manage your risks, and I'm more than satisfied with the result.
It's safe to say you made the right call. Every other driver who tried shifting crashed at least twice here tonight. So you did the right thing by not trying it if you weren't comfortable with it. And of course, up to second here. Great effort for you. Great finish here. Um, and you mentioned what more you needed, you could have done, but just, yeah, it wasn't worth it. I mean, you had one of the fastest trucks here tonight. So congrats on that. But who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out here at the end of this race for finishing second tonight?
Well, I want to shout out Brad Nelson. He raced me really clean. He's a teammate of mine. Raced me really clean on the last restart. I want to shout out my console league, North American Racing Series, and just shout out to this league. This is a great league. Highly recommend it.
It definitely looks like fun out there. Wish I was on the racetrack there with you guys, but I'll settle for being up here in the booth and calling these great races here on V Speed. But this is Gavin Hinson finishing second here tonight at Milwaukee. Thanks for your time, Gavin.
Thank you, man.
We'll see you next week at North Wilkesboro, I believe.
Yes, sir.
All right, catch you then. That is your second place finisher, Gavin Hinson. And now it's the one we've all been waiting for. Your winner, Jacob Cochran. Jacob, Morgan up here in V Speed Victory Lane. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
My goodness, man. Save a little bit for someone else, would you? 148 of the 156 laps led. You had to spot him the first 8 just to make sure that it was a little bit of a fair fight. But once you took the lead, you never looked back. You fought off 6 different restarts. What was it that you were doing? We heard it a little bit from Gavin. Do you want to fill the folks in at home what you were doing and how you were able to be so fast doing it?
Yeah, I mean, really, here it's just patience. You know, coming off of 2 and 4, you really have to ease into the throttle because it just wants to get loose. Um, I practiced a little bit on downshifting, and going into 3, or going into third gear into the corners and then coming off in 4. It really helped the car rotate. You just had to be really patient with it because it made it even looser off. So, really just practiced that. Felt like that was our best strategy on the longer runs. Um, we were able to downshift and really manage the tires a little bit better, I thought. Main thing is just not spinning them coming off the corners because I mean once the tires get hot in the rear, I mean it took forever for them to get cooled back down, and then you're stuck with them till the next pit cycle. So really just patient and kind of let the truck do the work.
You definitely did that tonight. You were able to kind of toy with them a little bit early in the run. We saw the 27 stick with you, the 39 stuck with you, and there was another driver too who I think it was the 45 was able to stick with you for about 8 to 12 laps at the start of the run. Then all of a sudden it's like a switch flipped, and the 84 just drove away and drove away by a large distance. Won both stages. Led the most laps here today, and just quite a dominant effort here at Milwaukee. Have you ever won at this racetrack before?
I have not. We really I I did a little bit of practice probably a couple months ago for just a really messing around. But other than that, that's about the only time I've ran a truck here. So, really, it's just practice before the race, practice during the practice session of the race. Really just focus in, and get locked in for the race.
Awesome. Well, you sure showed them how it was done here today, from fourth up to first, leading the most laps, winning both stages. Really a dominant effort. I think you also had the fastest lap of the day. Let me check quickly. Yes, you did by well over a tenth of a second. So, other than those first 8 laps and the pole, it was a simply lovely event here for Jacob Cochran. Why don't you give us a shout out, a thanks for whoever helped you get here to win at Milwaukee?
Yeah, yeah. Just want to shout you guys up in the V Speed booth. You guys do a great job on every race you do. Shout out to 9222 Designs, Alex over there for sponsoring the series. Shout out to Brandon Willard for running Mystic League. All those guys do a top-notch job. Want to shout out my team, Aaron, SB Racing, AER. Aaron and David, they help out a lot. And Robbie, a special shout out to Robbie. He's like our eye in the sky. Honestly, a lot of these wins that we get come from him. So, you never know how much of a like helpful that thing is until you have it, and then you realize, man, this is what I've been missing. He helps out a lot in calling strategies for us, kind of letting us know what we need to be doing and what not to be doing. So, you know, top-notch team, and like I said, they help us in every step of the way.
Yeah, and it was a phenomenal drive for you tonight. Strategy wasn't much of an issue here. It's pretty cut and dry, but you had the speed for sure to be able to pull it off here tonight. So congratulations, Jacob Cochran here for the win in Milwaukee in dominating fashion. I'm waving the checkered flags. You just can't see them. Congratulations.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
You bet. Have a good one. All right, that's your winner here tonight. And that is going to do it here for this presentation of the Mystic Racing League and their 92-22 Designs Truck Series. It was a fun one here. A dominant effort. He stunk up the show a little bit, but it got pretty exciting there right at the end. Had to hold off a few restarts, some hard chargers. And Jacob Cochran was able to win here at Milwaukee. But I've been Morgan Cook for everyone here at VSPEED, Bradley, Adam, Eddie, Logan, everyone else who makes this thing happen, everyone at the Mystic Racing League, Brandon Willard, 92-22 Designs, everyone who makes these shows happen. Thank you, all the fans as well. If you haven't already, now is your last chance in this video to like the video, subscribe to the channel, check us out on X, check us out on the World Wide Web at VSPEEDSim and VSPEEDSim.com, and check out the special event we have in a few days' time here on Friday, the VSPEED Indy 250. Be right here on this channel here on VSPEED. You're not going to want to miss it. And until then, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, and good night.